Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing for you series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie, you're getting a twofer because they're two little things. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, ow, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my Corvin's Breed shirt. Yeah, boy. What's Corvin's Breed if you don't know? You may or you may not. Corvin's Breed, awesome one-man musical project done by a guy named Matty Corvin. I ran into his stuff last year at the time I'm doing this. It was in 2023. He'd actually been doing some touring with some bands that I was into, and eventually I got to see his set, and I thought it was super cool. I didn't know, I hadn't heard of his stuff or anything. I always like to go into new bands raw and, just, experience it as it happens. And dude, by the time his set was done, like, I was smiling ear to ear. Like, I just thought he was so cool. Love the music, kind of an industrial metal vibe. And I love that stuff, man. I'm super down with that. So that's what I ended up doing. I also went over there. I got some merch. I got to talk or chat with him a little bit. He's a really good dude. And I even went over there and I got some videos of his performance. Said videos are on the channel in case maybe you want to check them out. I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as his music goes, because I think his stuff is awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it a twofer? Well, like I said, it's a twofer because, well, it's just they're two little things. And so I was like, screw it, I'll just tag them all together. And they happen to be from, boom, White Castle. It's been a while since I've reviewed anything from White Castle. Mainly because the most immediate White Castles near me all closed down. If you weren't aware, White Castle got sued to shit. Like, billions of dollars. I don't think they lost it yet or anything, but yeah, they shuttered a lot of stores. But there is, a couple, but they're just further out for me. So I was looking to see what they had, and they had two new items. They have a Spicy Joe and a Smokey Joe. I don't know if this is the spicy and this is the smoky. There's no distinction on the box, and that's part of the reason why we're doing it as a twofer. We're just going to experience it together. But let's let's get them. Well, the cheese is not melted. Okay, this has got to be, I'm almost certain, this has got to be the Spicy Joe, because it looks like it has the jalapeno cheese. But we'll find out. Let go. Looks like this, and we'll do a thing for a thing. We'll kind of, ha. Let's try the one I think is spicy first. Let's give this a go. Okay. There's a little bit of a kick. It takes a while to get there, though. Like, I would not consider this to be a particularly spicy burger. Or, well, I mean, I guess not a burger. It's a sloppy Joe, but, yeah. Yeah, it's very okay. The Joe itself, a little bit sweet. I'm kind of wondering if the Joe itself isn't spicy, if it is just that, like, jalapeno cheddar that they use or whatever it is. Because, yeah, I'm not getting a lot in the way of heat. Like, it's very, very minimal. Okay. And there's crunchy bits. I don't know what the crunchy bits are. Yeah, maybe like fried pickles or something? I don't know. I like the crunchy bits. They're nice. They give a little extra texture. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, like, I like White Castle every now and again. I've never been huge on when they did the Sloppy Joes just because it's already such a small form factor. And the Joe itself is, you know, very sort of broken apart and everything. So it's never, I don't dislike it, but like, if I want a Sloppy Joe, I want like a nice big proper Sloppy Joe. Yeah. It's okay though. The flavor's actually not too bad. But let's try the other one. Palate cleanser. Let's try the, what I'm assuming is the Smokey Joe. Yeah. This, whereas the other Joe was more sweet, this is more rich. And yeah, it has kind of a mild smoky flavor. I like this one a lot better than I like the spicy one. Which is kind of surprising. I figured it would be the other way around. Because I like spicy stuff. But fundamental problem was the Spicy Joe wasn't particularly spicy. It was just very, I mean, yeah, you tagged on a little cheese that might have a little spice to it, but yeah, this one at the very least, I feel like I'm getting what the namesake, you know, says that it's going to be. With the spicy, I just really, like the level of spice was, this almost has as much spice as that did. That, you got maybe a little bit of a tangy spiciness kind of at the very end, after everything else. And it's a shame because, like, it doesn't feel like, it can't possibly be hard to go over there, you know, maybe just add in a little hot sauce or something to the Joe. I remember one time back when I was a kid, well, not actually when I was a kid, what the fuck am I thinking? I was already in my 20s. It's weird because I'm almost 40 now, so the past is weird to me. But I remember one time, my dad went over there and made some Sloppy Joes, and he went over there, he decided to use some of my hot sauce that I had saved away, and he didn't ask me before he did it. And it was ghost pepper hot sauce. And boy, oh boy, were those some really good Sloppy Joes, but yeah, my dad was like, I don't think I'm gonna use your hot sauce again for anything, which he shouldn't have anyway without asking me. It's not cool. But no, okay. Going back to these things, they're both fine. Like again, I you know, even though the Sloppy Joe format for White Castle isn't my favorite, excuse me, the flavor's actually okay. Yeah, man, the spicy one for me is definitely the most disappointing. Like, I really wanted that one to be tasty and good. And while it wasn't terrible to eat, it's not spicy, you know, not really. But two questions do have to be asked. Would I get either of these again? Would I recommend them? No on the spicy. No on the spicy. Sure on the smoky. Sure on the smoky. Like, the spicy one, well, again, it's not bad. It's not spicy. You know? Like, there's almost no real zip to it. And that, for me, just kind of precludes it from me ever getting it again. You know, it didn't taste bad or anything, but, like, if you say something's going to be spicy, I need it to be spicy. Doesn't need to be crazy spicy or anything, but, like, I want, you know, some actual heat to it. You know, at least a little something. And it's not like White Castle hasn't done spicy stuff before. They've done, you know, spicy stuff plenty of times. I just feel like that one's a whiff for me. The smoky one, at the very least, you know, I think it wasn't half bad for what it was, and at least it delivered on, again, the namesake. And it was pretty tasty for what it was. You know, by proper Sloppy Joe standards, it wouldn't quite hold up, but, like, I did actually like the richness, and, you know, it had a little bit more depth of flavor, which was kind of nice. So, I could see, I wouldn't get like a 10-pack of the damn things or anything like that, but, you know, maybe if I got myself some sliders, and maybe go over there and get a couple of those, you know, just to jazz things up a little bit. But yeah, neither of them are terrible, but in terms of recommendation, the smoky one, in my opinion, wins out by far. The spicy one, I don't know what you're doing, White Castle, on that one. I feel like that's something that could have been a real easy win for you. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of the month, spend the rest of the year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly proper sloppy Joe-tastic rest of your life. Because, I mean, hey, proper sloppy Joe, that's a good time. I was watching a thing recently where somebody was going over there. It was like a little joke bit, but somebody was shitting on sloppy Joes. So, Family Guy, Brian Griffin, he was fucking being a douchebag, because that's all his character is these days. But who the fuck shits on sloppy Joes, man? Sloppy Joes are awesome. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do it all the time. I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on a sloppy Joe? You know, I mean, like, it's a little bit, ridiculous in what it is, and sometimes it can be hard to eat depending on how it's composed. But man, it's like, that's like some salt of the earth food in my opinion, I love that stuff. Maybe I'm just poor and nostalgic, but I have never once in my life thought to myself, oh no, here comes a sloppy Joe. No, I'm always happy when a sloppy Joe's coming around my way. So, but what do you think? Anyway.